Hey guys, this is Jason Creel and you're watching The Lawn Care Life. I want to talk to you about a couple of things that can relate to my business, and usually when I talk about my business, I understand that other people can relate to it as well. One, I got in a slight argument with a customer, and not necessarily the best way to handle it, but I want to tell you what I've learned from that. And then also want to debunk a myth that I believe is in the lawn care business. Stay tuned. Alright, so what can you learn from arguing with a customer? Well, first, let me start by saying, if at all possible, don't get in arguments with your customers. That being said, I do think there's a time that you need to stand your ground, and that's what I did. I didn't do it in the best way. But I had a situation where I have a particular customer that's difficult, okay? And it's no secret difficult. I had my nephew work with me yesterday, and I told him, I said, listen, this customer's difficult. I'm gonna give her a call because she asked me to call before I come every time. And here's what usually happens. Let's see what happens. So I call, and it was difficult. It was, same line. Do a weed control fertilization, and I inherited a yard a year ago that had been neglected for years, and had a particularly difficult weed in it called broom sedge, as well as other weeds and real thin grass, and just a lot of problems. And over the course of the year, the yard, in my opinion, has made significant improvement, including getting rid of almost all of the broom sedge, which, if you know anything about broom sedge, is not an easy weed to eliminate out of a lawn. Well, almost every single time that I go to this particular yard, I get lectured on how the neighbor's yard looks great. Why do I still have weeds next to my flower bed? And and on and on and on and on and on. And I made several trips out there for free to continue to work on the broom sedge. And so yesterday, same line, I said, hey, it's time to fertilize your yard. We're in your area, would you like us to come by? Because she always wants us to call ahead of time. She said, well, what do you need to do that for? And she said, I still got weeds by my flower bed. And said, weren't you just here? And and literally asked me, what is fertilizer for? And I thought, I'm not explaining what is fertilizer for. And so I got defense. I said, listen, I've got hundreds of customers. I said, you're the only one who every single time I come wants to tell me. And I said, your yard has made such significant strides and improvements. I have come out here multiple times for free, and every single time I'm compared to your neighbor. Now here's the thing about it. One, I should have said what I said in a nicer way, okay? She had me do it and said, we'll talk about it later, that sort of thing. But couple things to be learned from these type situations. One, I do think you need to stand your ground with customers, because some of them want to complain every single time, want things for free, and it's just not feasible to operate in your business. It takes away from your business, and it's not worth doing. Just to be honest with you, it's absolutely 100% not worth doing. Two, when people are not appreciative of the effort, that can be disheartening sometimes. I am a firm believer that a business customer relationship has to work both ways for it to last, okay? It has to be beneficial for the customer. It has to be beneficial for the business owner. Now let's say that, let me give you an example. Let's say you want to start a golf course, and the golf course, you're gonna charge $18, super nice golf course, includes your lunch, unlimited range balls, and play all day. We got the golf cart girl comes around, hands out free drinks, $18. It's packed out, and it's one of the greatest golf courses ever for your customers for the whole 6 months it's open before it goes bankrupt because you lost all your money. You see what I'm saying? You're not making any money. Well, in the same way, you can't charge, $150 to play around a golf unless, it's one of the few that's actually worth that, and not have any customers show up because it's not worth it to the customer. These relationships have to be mutual. If you pay a certain fee, complain all the time, are a huge burden, and it's not worth it for the amount of money. It's just not, If we don't do a good job as a service provider, then it's not worth it to the customer. It has to work both ways. Okay, and this one's not working for the business owner, okay? I feel, and I don't know if it's working. I'd say, listen, if you want somebody else to do it, get somebody else to do it. It does not matter to me. I promise you, it does not matter. Matter of fact, please call somebody else. Anyway, I'm going to change the way I approach this yard. But the thing is, when you got a situation where you're constantly compared to a neighbor's yard. And here's the thing. Let me make a point here. If you were to go to your doctor and you say, "Doctor, I'm 150 pounds overweight. I smoke and drink excessively. I drink a 64-ounce soft drink every morning on my way to work. I eat fried chicken every day for breakfast and pepperoni pizza at night. I don't exercise one bit. Do you have a vitamin I can take so that I can compete in a marathon next weekend?" There's not a vitamin that you can take to let you compete in that marathon next weekend. You know what I'm saying? And this is part of it, you know, from a weed control and fertilization standpoint. Sometimes I can do the same exact thing on 2 different yards. One of them looks absolutely great and the customer thinks I'm awesome. The other one doesn't look that great and the customer thinks I don't know what I do. You know what the difference is? The customer's participation in the effort here. If you want to run a marathon and get in super athletic shape, it's going to take some help. Now you might can get a nutritionist to put you on a plan, a doctor to help you in some way, but you've got to put out a little bit of effort as well. One particular yard I'm thinking of, complaining about the weeds by the flower bed. There's absolutely no border in between the grass and the flower bed. There's absolutely no pine straw. There's absolutely no mulch. It is bare dirt right up to the shrubs, and wondering why there's weeds next to the shrubs. There's gonna be weeds next to the shrubs until we do something about the problem. You got people who are what I've nicknamed them holiday mowers now. You know what I'm saying? They mow their grass on Memorial Day, 4th of July, and Labor Day. And that's about it, you know. Just enough to keep the city from fining them for, you know, or the homeowners association off their back. And I don't know if that, you know, what kind of homeowners association will put up with that, but the point is, people do the very bare minimum and they think, well, I'm paying you, you know, such and such dollars, why do I ever have a weed? Okay, I'm gonna move on to my next point here. And I think this fits the bill, relates in some way. And there's a myth, and I was reminded this the other day by a guy in the comments, and I thought it was a great point, and it really stuck with me. And it's this: he said, you know what, to provide outstanding service, you've got to charge for that service. And I think there is a myth, and maybe you think, see if you agree with me here, but there's sometimes people think that you can please everyone in your lawn care business. Not really think you can please it, but you know what, I'm gonna structure this business in such a way, and that's how I should do my business, and that should make people happy. Well, what I've come to realize is that there are a number of different personalities out there, a number of different types of people, and you are not going to please them all. Let me give you an example. If you decide that you want to be full service and do everything and charge a really high price, guess what? There's a market for that. You can please those people. But you're going to offend the people who are wanting just somebody to come cut their grass, and they think, my goodness, that guy's price is outrageous. Same time, let's say you charge a cheap price. You're gonna not be suitable for those who want everything done and want it looking perfect 52 weeks out of the year. It's like you've got to kind of choose what is your focus of your business. That, or you're gonna end up in just absolute headache land, in my opinion, where you're gonna say, you know, we're just gonna do whatever the customer wants. You know, this customer, I'm gonna have a notepad. He wants to cut 2 1/4 inches, and this one wants it at 2 3/4 inches. This one wants it 3 1/2 inches. And I'm gonna just do everything that everybody wants, make little notes, and have 14 mental notes about every little yard to try to please every little customer. That's not how I wanna operate my business. I want to do the best I can for each end customer, and yeah, there are some times where you've got to, you know, make special situations for certain yards or whatever. But for overall, you've got to find a formula that will make the most amount of people the most happy. Okay, not a few people extremely happy. And because of that, you know, the ones that don't fit that, it's okay. Yeah, I don't please that person. We're not a hamburger joint. We're not asking, okay, do you want onions or no onions? Do you want, you know, pickles or no pickles? You know, it's like, no, they come with pickles, lettuce, tomato. Take it or leave it. I mean, you don't say it that way, but you know what I'm saying? It's a formula that works good, whether that be mowing grass, doing weed control, fertilization, whatever. You need to develop a system and a process that can please a broad number of people, and you need to be okay that it's not going to please everyone. One more thought on standing your ground. I had a situation, you know, I sell stuff on here. I've got a website, I sell letters, logos, video courses. I'm having a conference. If you hadn't checked out my conference, this is a short plug here. Go to lawncarelife.com and check out the conference. The price actually is going up soon, so if you know you want to come to the conference in November, you need to sign up before the end of May to get the cheapest price. Okay, had a situation where I was sold somebody something that I sell on my website, okay, and the person emails me back asking for a refund. Now, they don't live in an English-speaking country, which is fine. You don't have to live in an English-speaking country. I like English-speaking countries and non-English-speaking countries. Let me just say, for example, it was China. It wasn't China, but I'm gonna use China for an example. You buy something for the lawn care business. My name's Jason, I live in Alabama. These are products that I created that work for me in Alabama, and they're written in English. If you live in China and the culture is vastly different than it is in Alabama, and the language is vastly different, and then you buy it and you say, can I have a refund because it doesn't apply to my culture? And that happened. You know, that happened. And it probably is going to make me end up taking down the money back guarantees and all that kind of stuff. It's because certain situations like that, you know, bother me. When you buy something, immediately turn and ask for a refund, because, you know, it's like, if I'm gonna order a hamburger, eat 3/4 of it, and I'm gonna ask the waiter, hey, can I have a refund because this thing don't taste a bit like fish? Of course it don't taste like fish. Of course it's not in Chinese. It's not written by a Chinese man. You can translate it. You know, it's written by Jason from Alabama, okay? And that's what it's for. And if you think it would be helpful to you, great. If it's not, if you're not from Alabama, if you're not in a similar business, it's probably not going to be helpful to you. Okay, I just want to get that off my chest. Sometimes you've got to make adjustments on how you do things, because unforeseen situations come up like that, where in my opinion people eat 3/4 of hamburger and send it back. It bothers me. Let me hear your comments below. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel. I'll continue to share with you experiences from my business to help you in your business, also helping you grow your lawn care business. Check out these suggested videos. Go check out the conference, lawncarelife.com. We've got Alan Hain Lawn Care Nut coming, Brian Shane from Top Notch Lawn Care, Brian Fullerton from Brian's Lawn Maintenance, and a host of other people. And we've got great prizes, sponsors. Gonna be an awesome event. Looking forward to it. Talk to you soon.